guys and girls, Super X here, and tonight the purpose of this video is this white Delrin SunBox E8 Classic. Yes, just purchase it off the classifieds. Nice lightweight mod, nice looking mod. It's a SunBox, so that says pretty much what you need to know about the quality of it. If you've owned a SunBox or seen anything about them before, the quality speaks for itself, in my opinion. This is my fourth one. Second one I've purchased used. That was my first used one, and it's got a tank on there. I'll explain to you why that tank's on there in a minute. And then these two were purchased new. Why is that tank on there? So I'm practicing for my upcoming Moonraker video. Paolo asked me if I'd be interested in doing a video on the Moonraker. So I said, who wouldn't say hell yeah to something like that? Even though like tanks aren't my style, SunBox is my style. It's my only style at the moment, and I'm liking it. So that'll be coming. So I've been practicing with my little old tank, you know, not squonking. This is just a Kanger sub tank. Anybody can run it. I said I wouldn't do temperature control. I said a lot of things I'm probably not going to do, but as you can see, I've been doing them all. Today I went to visit my buddy Aaron Chino McCann, and I picked up some temperature control coils for it. Figure what the F, might as well give it a shot. But anyway, I like it the way it is, and when I get the Moonraker, I'll explain to you the huge benefits I see, even as a squonker, that there is plenty of room for this in your life if you live in cold climates and all that stuff. Before I get into all that too, I have a little alternate intro. I want to throw it in here. My nieces were over for Thanksgiving, and they know I make videos, and so let me throw them in here real quick, and then we'll come back to this deal. Hey guys and girls, Super X, aka Russ here, and I got my vape vixens. Just kidding. They don't vape. But they're here for Thanksgiving, and I thought it'd be really cool to have them in a video because they like my channel even though they don't vape. They're my nieces. So we're going to roll out this SunBox E8 white Delrin. Right now I'm just rocking this one. Why? Because I don't have the white Delrin yet. It comes tomorrow. But these girls won't be here tomorrow, so I wanted to throw them in tonight. You guys want to say anything to my little audience?
What's up, guys? Hey.
All right. Hey, that was the first. Usually I shoot alone. But these two are super cool. They're from Florida, so I don't get to see them much. So having them up here for Thanksgiving is cool. Now we'll roll right into this E8 deal. So my vape vixens that don't vape get to say, what is it? Peace out. However they do that stuff. Peace out. College girls. Uncle Russell.
Woo.
Be right back.
Go vape.
Yeah, so they were all excited to kind of get in the mix on a video. And my one niece is like she's going to be starting to do workout videos and stuff. So when she gets one up, I'll throw you guys a link to the channel. Y'all will probably like it. We'll see. She's a college student and fitness trainer. I think she's a certified fitness trainer. She's going to try and teach people how to get in great shape. So now back to the subject at hand. One thing before I get really under the hood on this, by the way, this is a fantastic, we know now, I can tell you from like almost the last, month and a half, 2 months of vaping pretty much exclusively SunBoxes. My mechs they're not gone from my life. I'll always have them because they mean a lot to me, and they're going to be there for me if I ever need some mech action. This thing is just pretty amazing as far as the lightness stuff. The other thing I like about it is and again, I'm not the end of the world guy on mod noise. I have 2 mods that make 0 noise. I've never thought about that. I've had people ask me on videos, oh, does the battery rattle? I'm like, anyway, these mods are completely silent. On a normal E8, all you hear is a switch rattle, a little tiny bit. That's it. I mean, it's nothing major. Again, they don't affect me in any way, but people that like quiet mods, you'll like this Delrin. Now, another reason I thought the Delrin was important, because today they sold a batch of what do they call it? E8 micros. SunBox sold a batch of E8 micros. They went like that. They put them up on their store. They were gone. So I happened to get mine today. I got it. I think I found it on the classifieds. mid last week, and I got it today. Got a little catfish thump on here right now. This mod is going to be my dedicated work mod. Pocket ability with that thump with the top air holes. I mean, you're basically leak proof. Any situation, you don't need a holster for it or anything. You just throw this thing in your pocket and get after it. That Addie's probably married to this mod from this point forward. It's got a permanent home because the thump kicks some pretty solid butt. I think it's a great atomizer. So that'll be on here. I put a carbon fiber door on it. Unfortunately, the door that came with this mod, it's not really camera worthy. It's got some issues magnet wise and stuff. It's cool. The seller, upon us discussing it, made it equitable for us both. So while I won't be using that white Delrin door, the doors are swappable between these mods. I'll show you when we get over here. You can put any different door. You can order doors. Well, let's get into all that there in a little bit. In the meantime, hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I was anxiously awaiting the arrival of this mod. And one thing I like about the Delrin, 3000 grit sandpaper. It's not even sandpaper, it's like a pad. Very almost non-abrasive, just polishes. You kind of, unless you have some pretty deep gouges in it, which this one had a few. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time getting crazy around, so they're over by like this port and stuff here, but I rubbed it a little bit. Rubbed the whole mod in general, restored it to life. I mean, hit it with alcohol and this and that, cleaned it all up. Right now it's working pretty good. Had a little check atomizer issue when I got it. Basically what I did was I just took out the 510 portion of the metal part of the pin, put it back in. It seemed to clear it up. We'll see how it goes. But right now it's working like a charm. These retail for somewhere in the $400 range. This one is serial number 26 of 40, so there was 40 of these made. So let's get in and look at the rest of that thing. You want to? I'll crank the lights around and we'll look at it. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, I want to mention to you guys, over my shoulder there, you can see a little vignette, a little snapshot of a highly customized, engraved, brand new SunBox E8. See it right there? It's not the clearest of pictures from back there. You'll be seeing more pictures of that mod because Paulo is doing a charity raffle. So I guess I'm just getting into the family of SunBox. I'm very happy to be a member of that family. So he was telling me a little bit about it. I talk to Paulo from time to time. It's pretty cool. I just PM him and how you doing and this and that. And he likes to chat. I've actually talked to him on the phone. His English is pretty good too, I'll tell you what. I had no problem conversing with him. Just to thank him for asking me to review his products. I mean, that's like a major, in my place, a guy that does videos, a guy that buys products himself to make videos of. When somebody like SunBox says, hey, would you be interested in reviewing my SunBoxes? What do you do? What do you say? No. Of course you don't. You go, hell yeah, I offered to, I had people offer to have me review gear before, and I typically turn it down. It's not something I usually do, is like do gear reviews for people because I typically buy what I want. But SunBox is, when he offered to send me things to review, of course I'm going to review them because that's pretty much all I vape. So I'm down with that. So I've had little conversations with Paulo, and one of the things he was telling me is right around Christmas time, Paulo's father passed away. I want to say it was within the last couple of years. Hard thing to go through. I went through it when I was about 19. And didn't hit me when I was 19 as much as it has later in life to not have a dad. I mean, right now I could just see sharing a vape with my dad. I'm sure we would have shared many cigarettes during that period of time. But that's what kind of took my dad too, was like congestive heart failure and smoking. So Apollo's dad died like as a result, the consequences of cigarettes too. So I guess every year he likes to do some kind of charitable deal where he'll raffle off a mod. Now I wasn't around the SunBox family last year. I was still happily vaping my mechs. Now I'm even more happy vaping my regulated mods. But It's going to be like a donation. So the little details I have on it right now, and I told Paul I'd be really happy just to do a video specifically on that subject too. I know this one's on the mod that I bought, because I just want to show it to you guys. It's kind of what I do. So basically, he thinks it's going to be ready around the first week of December, like when it's going to start to roll out and start the raffle. And people will just buy tickets. And it'll be a list where anyone can participate, not just people in SunBox lovers only, where most of the SunBox happenings go down there, but there's many groups. There's SunBox lovers only, there's Squonker's Paradise, there's UK Squonkers, there's Squonkers. Unfortunately, ECF, there's not much of a SunBox presence, so I have been kind of almost like dipped out of there because there's nowhere to kind of share your SunBox affinity over there. You know, there's no real dedicated section to them. So, and I like Facebook better because if I want to post a picture, it's like 10 seconds and it's up. And ECF posting a picture is a pain in the ass. Every time I take one, I've got to size it down, and it's just, and just the way the threads work. I've been using that for so long, and now dipping over to Facebook, it's just been so much cooler. So anyway, this is going to go to a charity. Basically, 100% of it will go to charity. 100% of the price of your ticket will go to charity for the research on tumors caused by smoking. So right now he thinks it might be around $10 US dollars per ticket. But as I get details, and as I'm sure as they get details, they'll blow it out there too, because it's a big thing to them. I can tell from the message that it means a lot to him. So and I understand it 100%. I feel where he's coming from in my own way. So anyway, that's going to be this killer E8. You're seeing a little bit of it here. Charity raffle. So I'm going to have to get me some tickets for that bad boy. Yes, I am. So anyway, now I can get into turning it around, but I didn't want to forget about that. I hope you can see that. That's a picture I had from Facebook Messenger. I just shot it over there. You're going to probably see a lot more of that mod. It's not done yet. It's almost done. So let's pop the hood. So these are 3 SunBox E8 models. These 2 are modulos, which mean you can see they're open. They're a frame with a front panel and a rear panel. This one is one as well. An E8 modulo, front and rear panel. All 3 of these E8s have USB charge capabilities. So now that we can see what an E8 modulo looks like, because here's one here, I'm going to move it out of the way and put an E7 in. This is an E7 Classic. What a Classic means is basically like this Delrin. It's an E8. That's the frame. That's like the size, the style of the mod E8. But a Classic has a fixed back. It's solid on the back, as is this E7. You see that they're solid. This one has USB charging capability as well. This E7 doesn't. There are E7s that do have USB charging capabilities. All of these mods are DNA 40 chipsets. All of them have a large screen display with the exception of my E7. Okay, so now drilling down a little bit on the E8 that I purchased secondhand. Again, it comes with a door. The doors on these, there's certain details that may or may not appeal to everybody. For one, they're very translucent, which means you can see the magnets. And on this particular secondhand one that I bought, the door has some issues with the magnets here where it doesn't sit flush. Again, an equitable resolution was reached with the guy that sold it to me. So I'm not worried. I had this carbon fiber door. You can put pretty much any door on there you want. I think the carbon fiber looks good. You can go gray it out. Makes a pretty tight presentation. It will not be swappable, unfortunately, with the with this, because it's a different size mod. An E7, as you can see, is a little larger in width than the E8. Overall, the top height is the same. They have a little different projection type of stuff going on with them, but they're about the same. But we're about a quarter-inch, a little less than a quarter-inch larger between an E8 and E7. There's the front presentation between the both. They share a lot of the same characteristics. I mean, the way the face plates go on, things like that. Fire buttons are on the front, all that kind of stuff. I think the red could also be a pretty cool option to tighten this up, should it be. I mean, there's a lot of different options. And whatever you do here, you could do and match on this faceplate. also match on the bottom. Okay, so it's a very versatile mod, as are all the SunBoxes when it comes to personalizing the mod and make it your own. Like this one is a very highly personalized E7. This one is a personalized one that Paula made for me. This was intended to be my work mod because these are pretty stout. This will be my work mod. When I say work, you know, I cut my own grass, wash my car, you know, work with firewood, whatever. I hike, I do things like that. This mod is going to be perfect to put in the pocket because it's even with the batteries and all that good stuff. It's a very light mod in Delrin, especially. I mean, I don't know if the carbon fiber helps, but it's very light too. The Delrin is able to be polished. With a little 3000 grit, you could just rub it, and it kind of restores most of your nicks. And this one again didn't come perfect, but I didn't pay retail price for it either. Final price on it was $300. There's some things that I'll probably wind up sending this one into Paulo. I noticed there's a little bit of juice that kind of comes out of here. Probably wind up sending it in, have them giving it a once over. Maybe replace this UFO, because on the Delrins, unlike on an E7 Modulo, E8 Modulo, all you have to do is loosen that ground screw, loosen that little nut, unscrew this, and you take the whole catch cup, the UFO catch cup out. I have spare UFOs. On this one, I believe it requires some kind of soldering up in there, and me and soldering guns just aren't friends just yet. So you can look at some of the details on that. Again, your DNA 40 adjustability and temp control, all that stuff is right here on the front. You can adjust the wattage up and down. You could do your right, left, temperature control, stealth mode, all that stuff is here. And you can lock it down. You can lock your wattage. I run a slightly lower wattage on the when I run a thump, because it's a smaller atomizer. It's dual coil, and again the ohms on it are right around an ohm is what I shoot for with all my regulated mods, net of an ohm. Takes an 18650 like all the other ones. Again, love to have seen what one of these looked like brand new. Just to put juice in the bottle, this is a Cappy bottle. They just slide off this little pin here. You fill it. What I'll always have is another one ready to go. So you fill it up and slide it back on. Something I've come to get really familiar with the Cappy bottles. I mean, they are very soft squonk. There's not much that it takes to squonk this 10. And again, these are 10 milliliter bottles, male cap, female threading. Here's what I've found out, a little experimenting with them. Typically us guys, we screw things down hard and hope for the best, right? What I found with the Cappy bottle is you don't really want to screw it, you just want to screw it down till it makes contact, okay? Or you can strip the threads or just get some weirdness when you squonk, like some airlockage stuff, because I think what's happened, there's an actual O-ring inside here. So you screw it down very lightly, just make contact, and you also squonk very lightly. It doesn't take much to squonk. I know we're brutes, especially me. I'm used to just squonking like hardcore on my mod. I'll squonk it hard, but you can see it takes very little pressure to squonk that. And I think now with the new design of the E8 door, this is like the new design, even though it's carbon fiber. Do you see how much lower? Here's another one. I'll slip this on here. The squonk hole is lower. So in my opinion, that makes for, this is a new one too. These are the newest ones, that one and the carbon. To me, the lower that squonk hole is, the easier it makes it to kind of squonk. So yeah, guys that are having love-hate relationships with the Cappy bottles, give that a try for me. Don't screw it down as hard as you think you need to. I mean, if you're going to squonk it really, really hard, you might see a little bit of juice around there. But if you squonk it gently and just longer, these things are going to become your best amigo, because that's pretty much all it takes is a little squonk. So let's kind of get into getting the battery out and stuff. Like I said, this one, it's not brand new. It's not perfect. This first one I bought was in much better condition, but I paid $125 more for it too. Okay, this one was basically brand new, in my opinion, with the exception of that little nick. fully, disclosed in the deal. I knew it was there. This one is not in as good a shape, but again, I paid $300 for it. I'm going to send it in and have a once over done to it again, and it will be like brand new. But the beauty of it is it's one that, it's got a little bow action on the faceplate here. And I did actually take the faceplate off and look at the routing of the wires, and that's probably something that could be corrected. Ultimately, I'll probably wind up maybe doing something else with the faceplate, going with a different color. But I'm not terribly concerned about it, particularly for the price that I paid for it. It's a kind of a hard to get mod, white Delrin. So there you go. That's the inside of it. Again, 18650 goes in upside down. There was, there's a little. It's been used. You can see, and I've cleaned it. I've gone into it and cleaned it. Now I don't know how to take this off, and if I did know how to, I would clean it even more. But I've gotten in, up, and around it. But yeah, I've noticed a little bit of juice trickles out of that hole. When I took the faceplate off, I noticed a little bit of juice up in this area, kind of coming around the wires too. This is the only one I've ever taken the faceplate off. So we'll see. I have a feeling it's just a matter of just replacing this UFO deal here, the cup, and it should be like perfectly brand new functionality wise. Okay, so there you have the major differences and minor differences between a classic E8, Modulo E8 over here, and the frame sizes being sealed, one of them sealed in the back and one isn't. My preference actually is the Modulo. I like the Modulo because you could get to every component of the mod basically. And also I think my preference is the metals. I like the metals. That's my deal. To me, when a mod is that easy, then you could just take that little screw out, take this out, and that whole cup just comes out. I don't see many areas where you're ever going to, many scenarios where you're going to replace that cup. But just knowing that you can is a good feeling, okay? This is the 510s and SunBoxes, having only really owned about 4 different types of Squonkers, I'd have to say it's one of the best that I've seen. It is. You've got silver-plated brass down in the 510. This is all stainless steel. Nice big chunky Delrin insulator that threads into the bottom of this cup, and then you've got your silver-plated brass screw, your feed tube. Okay, and again, looking at how clean it all goes down, you've got this one, which is the to see the back of it here. Let's see, I could do it a couple of different ways. I usually have a little stick that I jam through there, a wooden thing, but I'll show you the different catch cup on this one. Come on, baby. This one is called the Ultra, and it's a telescopic catch cup made to handle 14 millimeter atomizers as well as 22 millimeter atomizers. So it's got a little bit more intricacy. Again, the amount of work, again, when I pulled the faceplate off of this mod, when you see what goes into the milling of these mods, I don't know how Delrin goes down, but I know that aluminum starts out as a hunk of aluminum, and it gets CNC'd. You can see the mill marks on it here. Now this mod is deceiving. You think it's ridged and stuff. It's flat. That's just the mill marks. It's completely flat to your touch. You don't feel any texture to it at all. But doesn't that thing look sick? In a sense of that the mill marks. I like the mill marks. This mod, I knew when I got it, it was going to come from the mill. Didn't want any finish on it whatsoever. It was a special request. Can I get it from the mill? Nothing on it. Paulo himself vapes mods off the mill, so I thought, if that guy's dealing with it, the man is dealing with mods off the mill, I want to deal with some myself. And I've showed you this one before. This is a mod with character freaking in spades. It's just a beast. Okay, and there's your difference inside between an E7 Classic, an E8 Classic. Pop a battery in it there for so we're kind of oranges to pears on this deal. And there you go. Yeah, I'm going to probably definitely have to wind up sending this one in. I get intermittent check atomizers on it, and I have to figure out what's that all about. Just from pulling the battery in and out, getting a little check atomizer. So I'll work on that on my own time, but I thought I'd give you guys a little demo of all the types and styles now that I have. And as my collection grows, I think next up is coming a Moonraker. I'm going to put this, what I once thought was a goofy sub-tank on there. I'll give you my take on why I think that's going to be killer for a Squonker to have that bad boy. But yeah, we'll see if we can't get this check atomizer deal worked out too. I mean, typically when you see a check atomizer, all it means is you'd raise or lower the connection in here, and that might make it go away here too. But I've fiddled with this quite a bit today. At first I couldn't get it to fire at all. The 510 is adjustable with an Allen, 2mm Allen head hex wrench. So all I'll do is I'll back it out a little bit. These come with all the tools you need to, but I just happen to have one here. I'll back it out. And on any new mod or most mods you get, that resolves the problem. On this one, I haven't 100% had success all the time with that doing it. But you see, just from taking the battery in and out, who knows, that might, yeah, see, that's not doing it on this. But if I took the battery in and out again, you never know. There's probably just something funky here with the ground again. Not a brand new mod. Who knows what? I'm not an expert. I don't know anything about electronics. If there's one thing about regulated mods, I would know exactly what it would be to fix it. So it's either like the spring or the firing pin or looseness somewhere in that connection. And those connections with this one, I have no idea. I've got other ones, and see, now it's working fine. It was just a matter of taking the battery out. So there's something janky in here. Don't know what it is, but we shall get to the bottom of it. So that's my look at my new white. I'll pop this door on here for you just so you can get kind of a visual of what it would look like in all white. Has some magnet issues down here. Doesn't sit flush, but you see, I don't know if the camera, the lighting's doing that justice, but you see the translucence, that you can see the magnets and all that stuff right there. That wouldn't be a look for me, even if the door was perfect. It's just, now that I look at it, it's just not my style. I think the CF carbon fiber kind of blows this thing up, puts it on a whole nother level, whole nother realm. I think a carbon fiber panel there would put it to a new level with a new realm. Yeah, there we go again. Check atomizer. Like anytime anything moves, it's like check atomizer. So we'll have to figure that out. But there we go, guys. And yeah, this one isn't a new one from SunBox. It's bought off the classified. So we'll see what we got to do. Anyway, guys, I hope you have an enjoyable night, and we will see you soon. Keep you posted on the details coming up for that raffle for that killer E8 engraved. And Super X, aka Russ, saying see ya.